Okay, so thank you everybody for being here, and a big hug to everyone who's on the other Zoom, in the French Zoom and the Indonesian Zoom. Even if I can't see you, thank you for being here, and thank you for all you lovely people who are here who I can see, but I'd love to see your faces if I could. Right now I see mainly boxes with lovely names on. Okay, so we are talking about money and entities today. And what I would really like to ask you is, what is your awareness of a class like money and entities? Like, why money and entities? What are you all aware of? Anyone who is happy to share? What are you aware of with a class like money and entities?
Maybe entities help to bring in more money in some or the other ways. They have the ability to do it.
Amazing. Thank you for that. And Payal says entities can also contribute too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah. So money, entities can bring in money, and entities can also contribute. That's something that most of us do not, we have not acknowledged the contribution of entities. We generally look at entities as something that's wrong, or something that's bad, or something that we can't see, we cannot justify, we cannot prove that the entities are there simply because we can't see them. So how many of you believe that what you cannot see doesn't exist? You can put your hands up if any of you believe that what you cannot see or hear or touch or feel or taste, basically the five senses, if it cannot be proved by that, then it doesn't exist. Thank you, Sinta. Thank you, darling. Thank you for saying yes, me. Thank you, Suman. Okay, who else? Who else believes that if it cannot be justified, it doesn't exist? Anybody else? No, yay, that was cool. Okay. So if you right. So a number of us believe that, let's just put it this way, that we believe more if we can see something. We trust more if we can hear it. And then we turn around and we see it. Or we kind of believe more if it can be proven scientifically, or it can be proven by somebody that, yeah, I felt it too. You saw it? Oh, yeah, I saw it too. And then you're like, oh, yeah, we both saw it. So you're like, okay, cool, it exists. So I'm just going to run this clearing for a few of you who maybe it may run for you. So anywhere that you are unwilling to acknowledge that the entity world exists, simply because you can't see it, you can't hear them, you can't touch them, you can't feel them, you can't taste them. So, and you can't prove that they're there, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, nine shots, boys, forwards, and beyonds. And everywhere you believe that they don't exist because nobody can prove that they exist, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, nine shots, boys, forwards, and beyonds. I know there are a few of you who have never done access before, and you are on this call. Thank you for being brave enough to be here. So what I just ran is the access consciousness clearing statement, which goes as right and wrong, good and bad, pot and popcorn, nine shots, boys, forwards, and beyonds. You can read more about it. If someone can please put the clearing statement link on the chat, you can read more about it there. So this is something that I would like you to recognize, that a lot of times we have a number of areas of our life, we have believed that only if something can be proven by somebody in authority. It could be the scientist, it could be the government, it could be your parents, it could be your teachers or your friends who you really care for. Anybody in authority, if they can agree and align with what you know about the entity world, then what you know is true. Then what you know is right. So everywhere that you believe that, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD POC, all 9 shots, boys, forwards, and beyonds. And everywhere that you're giving up your power, giving up your potency, and giving up what you know, as it cannot be justified and it cannot be proven, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD POC, all 9 shots, boys,
Lagi
forwards, and
asik-asik ini Mario tiba-tiba aja yang dilamar.
so when we look at the entity world and then we look at money, you know, the classes, money and entities. So when you've looked at the entities and now you're looking at money, there's a lot of similarity between the two. One, that there are a lot of lies that have been spoken about money, and a lot of lies that have been spoken about the entity world. So in other words, wherever there are lies spoken, it creates a lot of confusion. So there's a lot of confusion about the entity world, and there's a lot of confusion about money. It's like there's a belief that there's not enough money in the world. There's a belief that I don't know how to create money. There's a belief that I am not the source of creating money. You know, we look at money as the source to have more money, or we look at money as a reason and justification to place ourselves in society and to believe that we are receiving. If we're not receiving money, we're not receiving. We're not rich. If we have money, oh, my receiving has expanded. So we've kind of misidentified and misapplied growth and receiving only with receiving money, instead of acknowledging that receiving can be from all spheres of life. It can be this absolutely spherical receiving, where receiving can come in from every molecule that's around you, literally from every molecule around you, simply because everything that's around you is an entity. Now, what do I mean by that? Entity is something that can be defined. Okay, that is the definition of an entity. Now, if an entity is disembodied, it's something that we call a ghost or a spirit, or, you know, whatever in layman language, we call it that, a being without a body. Yeah. And if it is embodied, you know, like a table or a business or a chair or a computer or you that has a body, you are also an entity. So when you are not willing to receive from the entity world, are you willing to receive from everything that is embodied? You're not willing to receive from what is embodied simply because you've decided that entities don't exist, or it's not true, or it's a lie. And what you don't acknowledge exists, can you ever receive from it? Everything that brought up, could you destroy it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So does anyone have any questions around this? I am happy to take questions. To mute by default. Okay, Radhika, let me see if I can do that.
So can I ask?
Please, Varsha, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, so just want to understand one thing, just want to awareness on this thing. How we can receive from specifically bodies without, entities, beings without bodies.
Yeah.
Because then, you know, they are also a part of universe. If we say without desperation, then we are saying to everyone,
What do you
every
mean?
molecule of the universe, if the desperation is shown, that is not the ask because the desperation has come,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So how to ask entities to contribute in respect to money?
Okay. So how do you ask the universe? Is there a
Yeah,
how?
because what I sense, Chandana, even entities are a part of universe,
Absolutely, my darling. Entities are
right?
entities are sitting right next to you or you wherever you are sitting right now.
That's so true.
They're like, hi, thank you for having this call. Thank you for acknowledging me. Thank you for talking about me. That's what they're doing right now. They're happy. They're like,
Yeah,
thank you for acknowledging that I exist, you know?
so how to
Yeah.
ask from them the contribution regarding money?
Yeah. So I'm asking you, how do you ask the universe?
We just say, na, universe give me. I'm asking this and give me. Whether I deserve it or not, I am asking you as a child of yours, give it to me.
Okay. All right. So when you ask the universe from that space, you are, and this is not to look at it as a wrongness or a rightness. It's just how, like you're asking me how I would do it. I'm just sharing with you. I would not be that energy with the universe, actually. I would just be with the universe of universe, will you show what's required for me to be that has me receiving? Because what I'm not willing to be, I cannot receive. The universe will show me what's required of me to be so I can now receive. And universe, I'm being the demand of myself and I'm requesting you, will you bring it to me, please? Now, there is no aspiration, there is no need, there is an ask of inclusion of myself in the universe by acknowledging that I am a part of the universe and the universe is a part of me. Now, when I be that energy with anything and everything around me, it's really about inclusion with receiving. It's not with entity bring it to me. It's more like, is that fun for an entity? Is that fun for you? Do you have the capacity? Do you have the capability? Can you do this? You know,
Okay.
it's not like, would you be willing to ask somebody who's bankrupt to help you with money?
No, no, not at all.
No. So who are you asking that has no clue about money to bring you money instead of asking from the consciousness of what will contribute here? Who can contribute here? Are you asking from the space of being conscious with your ask, of being aware with who and what you're asking? Or are you just asking from the space of unconsciousness?
Okay, so how can we know that we are in the space of unconsciousness?
You tell me.
So, as you said, Chandana, that your ask determines whether you are that energy or not. But with entities, how to realize that are we that energy or not?
Sweetheart, a how question is not a fun question. Can you reframe your question, please?
Okay, so what will it take for me to be that energy with the entities
There,
that
you
they
got it.
contribute me? Yeah, that they contribute me with money. Right, right, right. I got your point. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, my love. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Chandana. So just being questioned, that's
Yes.
it.
Yes, you always know. You always know. It's just that we don't allow ourselves to acknowledge that we know. That's when you look for the how.
Yeah.
But when you
So
know,
in Access, it's rightly said that, how does it get even better than this? That's it. Otherwise, you don't use how.
yeah, because when you're asking for how does it get any better than this, you're not asking from a space of a reference point. You're actually asking from the space of possibilities, which is motion, which is a constant movement forward. How does it get any better than this? And what else is possible is a question of forward movement. It's
Yes.
not, it's not a show me how I have to do this. What do I have to get? What? It's not that. It's more like it's a forward movement question. It's like, okay, I'm moving forward. I'm not stuck. I'm changing this now.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah.
And if we
Good.
ask for other things as how, then we are asking for the actions or something.
Yes, you're asking to be shown what you have to do instead of who you can be.
Hmm. Correct.
Chandana, I had a question.
Yes. Did that give you clarity, Varsha?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chandana. Right.
You're welcome. Yes, my dear Payal. Hi.
So I always wanted to explore, even receiving from the entities, and somehow now I have made myself, accept that no exclusions. Yeah. So is it a good idea to use the word contributing entities bring the money to me? Is that word important, or just entities?
What is it for you? What are you aware of here? What would create greater?
I am scared. So just to not be scared, I think contributing word gives me that little lightness, if I may put it that way.
Thank you for your vulnerability and sharing that, because when you're actually asking from a hidden point of view that I'm scared, so I will say contributing, your point of view is that I am less than the entities and the entities are more powerful than me, and the entities will show up as your points of views.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What shows up in your reality is your points of views, and the entities that will show up will be as your points of views.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you were to ask from being fearless, if you were to ask from being the dominant entity of your life, if you were to ask just to like, okay, let me just, a lot of us actually are taught to pray since childhood, right? But who are we really praying to?
We've been told to believe, or we believe that it's a higher power, or it's that frequency or that
Yes.
vibration will not harm me. Yeah.
Right? The higher power, the higher frequency. But we've been told that there is somebody or something out there that is bigger, more powerful than you, and we're not. And the indirect information that's given to you is that it's an entity, but it's more powerful than you.
Safe, if I may use the word safe. Yeah.
Yes. Everywhere you bought that and everywhere you operate from that, would you destroy and create that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, call 9 shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Did that give you clarity, my dear?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, well. Yes, Suman. Hi.
Sorry,
So-
what's going on? Yeah, can you hear me, Chandana?
Yes, I can, my dear.
Yeah. So my question is, to in money matter, if sometimes some guilt comes, and then my brain says, "Ki, if I'm doing this, money will not come to me." So is it like I'm going into right and wrong sometimes? Suppose I'm having some conflict with my children, and then I feel how money will come. I'm not happy, or I'm not taking my stand in front of somebody.
So are you lumping your relationship, your conflicts, your entities, money, everything together? Are you like lumping it all together, my dear?
Yes, maybe. Because whenever some conflict happens,
You are on mute. Yeah. Tell me, whenever some conflict happens,
I feel like ki money will not come now.
you feel like. Money will not come now because it's a conflict. So what did you just do?
Yeah.
You just uninvited money with
Then
your
I
point.
trade.
Uninvited your money with the point of view, my dear. Everywhere you're lumping everything together and you're making conflict the reason to not have money, you're making entities a reason to have money or not have money, or you're making anything the reason to have money or not have money, except choice. Would you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good,
Yes.
bad, hot, pot, shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. What if choice is what has you receiving money?
Yeah.
Who and what am I unwilling to receive from that keeps me in conflict with money? Is a question I would ask if I were you.
Can
Who
you
and
please
what
repeat? Who and
who
what?
am I unwilling to receive from that keeps me in conflict with money?
Yes.
Right? Good and bad, pot and pock,
Pot and pock.
George, boys, poets, and beyonds. Thank you, Manju, for the red heart.
Thank
Yay!
you.
Red hearts.
Thank
You're
you. Thank you
welcome.
so much, Jan.
Welcome, dear. Hi, Ankita. See your hand up, darling. Yay, Payal. So many red balloons.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Ankita. How are you, dear?
I'm good, ma'am. Thanks for asking. Hope you are also good.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a quick question. Sometimes people, use spirituality with entities, okay? Especially I'm talking about, the idols or some pictures. And when you perceive that picture and idol as contributing entity and you pick it and you bring it at your home, interestingly, that entity has become something else. So in these scenarios, like sometimes there are, I won't say more powerful because the most powerful being is me, and still they play with your mind. So in such scenarios, like what we do.
So you want to look at, Ankita, when you look at that, you want to first recognize that it's a choice to make that bigger and greater and more powerful than you. It doesn't just become more powerful and greater than you. It's really when you bring an idol home or anything, and if you are making it more powerful than you, it's really a choice, and instead of looking at it as a wrongness or a rightness. I mean, I love going to places of worship. I really enjoy it. I love going to gurdwaras, temples, churches, mosques. Tell me anywhere, and I'm like, let's go. I love it. I love the energy of the space. I receive a lot from the land, but I do not go from fear, and I used to go from fear before I started with Access. I do not go from fear anymore, and I do not go from need anymore. That's a big change in my world. When I go from the space of knowing that I am that, knowing that it's like, okay, I would like some more of this energy, please, in my life. Instead of I need
No,
you.
ma'am,
Yeah.
it's not about that specific places I'm talking about. Like people who put, the idols under the trees. I'm talking about those idols specifically.
Okay. Do you mean
Playing
people?
with the entity and energies, yes.
Oh, you mean black magic and psychic attacks?
Not really. I'm not choosing to name it. The thing is that what I believe is there are only contributing entities and non-contributing entities. And when non-contributing entities plays with your mind sometimes, this is my question is.
Well, if you make them bigger and greater and stronger and more powerful than you, they will be. But are you the most dominant entity, or can anything control you?
Definitely not, ma'am. Sometimes they play with your, mind, some questions also. Like
Do they
when
do
we
they
ask,
do they play with your mind, or do you allow them to?
okay, okay, fine, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you for asking, love. Please recognize Talk to the Entities is such a beautiful curriculum that, it really empowers you to know that you are the most dominant entity on this reality. You are in the universe. You are the most dominant entity in your world, in your universe, in your reality. You get to create your life. And everything on this planet was created as a contribution, except thinking. So that includes the entities. Everything on this planet has been created to contribute. Everything on this planet, whether it's a tree, whether it's a cow, whether it's a dog, whether it's kids, whether it's anything at all, everything on this planet is a contribution, except thinking. So if you allow the entity world to truly contribute to you, and you can only allow it to contribute to you if you allow yourself to be the inclusion with the entity world. When you find yourself creating a separation from the entity world, you will find yourself saying, I'm scared, or they're wrong, or they're bad, or, you'll have these different reasons and justifications to separate from them. But your willingness to include them will have you receiving way more from them. Yes, my dear Seema? I see your hand up.
Hi,
Lalit.
Chandana. Hi, Chandana.
Hey.
Yeah. So when you say you are the most dominant entity in your universe, like, and then we as part of the universe and we as infinite beings are connected to each and everything, right? So I have two questions about it. Are there parallel universes?
What are you
That
aware
is,
of?
from my point of view, it's like just one continuum, like we are connected with each and every particle, each and every molecule of the universe. So where is the question of parallel? It's like just one whole universe.
So are you up? Okay. So are you okay? So are you talking about the universe here? Or are you talking about the planet here? What exactly are you talking about?
Yeah, planet.
That's the energy I got. Thank you for that. So
And
yeah, go ahead.
I said thank you for asking. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you look at the earth, you also recognize and you also acknowledge that you are a part of the earth and the earth is a part of you. So each one of us here, our bodies are a part of the earth. We come from the earth, we go into the earth. So, our bodies are a part of the earth and the earth is us. So are we all connected somehow? Yes. I mean, do we allow ourselves to receive from each other, or do we create our bodies as a separation from each other?
So we allow, like when we are not being conscious, we create separation. But when we choose consciousness, then we allow ourselves to receive from everything around us, like whether it's plants or animals or earth or people
Yeah, that's
or
amazing.
even
But
entities.
yes, including entities, right? When you are willing to receive from everybody, from everyone around you, is when you're also willing to receive from the entities, because you want to also acknowledge that true joy of embodiment that we talk about in Access really comes when you acknowledge the entities are there, because you can't have the joy of embodiment without the inclusion of the entity world.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what joy of embodiment are you, which includes every molecule, everything that's around you?
Hmm.
That if you didn't have to judge it, resist it, react to it, would have you receive from it? Right
That
and wrong.
answered my other question
Buka
also.
mana? Obat nyamuk belum dibuka, jangan diam aja.
So glad. Thank you, Namrata. Thank you, my dear.
I
Saan
have
ba
one
lumilipad yun?
more
Panalo.
question. One more question.
One moment. I just want to see who I need to mute, and next time I will take Radhika's advice to do something. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Enrico. All right. Yes.
So coming back
Yes.
to being the dominant entity, it's like
Yeah.
we are not talking about the bodies, sorry, the beings without the body. It's like also people, like there are people in every family or every system. So we don't allow others to dominate us also. Like we are being.
Okay. So when I say dominant entity, I'm not. What energy do you receive? Do you receive the energy of dominating over, or do you receive the energy of just being?
Yeah, being.
Yeah. So when you're just being you, you are being the dominant entity because you are the difference of you. Your difference is the dominant entity. When you try to be somebody else is when you give up who you be. So now you are now a duplicate of what is, and you're not the dominant entity in your world. You being the dominant entity in your world requires you to acknowledge that you are the source of creation.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. That makes
You're
it.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, Enrico?
Can I do a question?
Yes, please.
Yes, I notice right now there is a lot of entity around me. It won't contribute to me as such a, with the money. But when I do office hour, I notice that when I receive from the entity, I notice there is the effect or people steal my money or diminish. And my question is, what would it take to receive without any point of view or past reference point? And what would it take to have ease to receive from entity?
Yeah. So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is receiving from entities bad in your world and wrong in your world?
A little bit.
I know. So everywhere receiving from the entity world is wrong. That has you punishing yourself by losing everything that they give to you. Would you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pockle, 9 shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Guys, your points of views create your reality. Just know that. If you have a point of view, it's wrong to receive from the entity world, you're going to do something to disrupt it.
It was interesting. I do different talk to the entity class and I do office hours every day. But more I explore this and more I'm resistant to receive from entity.
Okay, so are you doing the office hours as an exercise or are you being the contribution during the office hours?
Honestly, right now, exercise.
Yeah, yeah. So ask, how much ease can I have with the entity world? What ease am I resisting with the entity world? Your willingness to keep your business hours, your office hours, is your willingness to have ease with the entity world. So what ease am I resisting here? Being the question.
Oh, wow. You open the space, being natural with everything around me, with any mask or point of view or create structure around you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. Yes, my dear Asmita. Sorry, Arshita.
Anshita, yeah.
I'm not wearing my glasses. Sorry, I didn't mean to put my glasses. Yes, my love. Anshitvatwa. Anshita. Anshita. Yes. Yes. Go, darling.
It's
Yes,
good to
love.
see you. I'm in this
See
call
you
for
too,
the
my
first time,
dear.
so it's nice. I have two questions actually.
Sure.
First, as he was talking about business hours, I had a lot of resistance for doing business hours. I've started, but it's still like not, still some resistance.
I think Shannon has just started a business hours call. Maybe you can explore that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And also recognize and also ask yourself, am I making big business hours significant? Like, would you make it significant if you were just sitting with your children and talking, or with your parents and talking?
So my second question is actually this, that right now on the call also I'm like perceiving a lot of entities like everywhere. So for example, I've felt at night like 2 or 3 a.m. and then I'm like, you know what, come in my business hours and it takes a very long time. Then I feel that if I just fail and if I just clear them, then they would just come like uninvited and I'll be bothered. This is that's a point of view that I have. So is it like just being with them, normally communicating better than business hours?
Or explore ask, what is my way of doing the business hours? What is my way of being the energy that's required? What if it's, guys, we look at so much. I mean, today's call, you all got some brilliant questions. Each one of you that's come on, you had some amazing questions, but how many of you are still looking for the how to do it? With the entity world, there is no how. It's who can I be? So I'd like you to explore your way, sweetheart. Okay?
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And on that note, we do have a money and entities call coming up on the 14th. And if you would like to join us, feel free to reach out and we would love you to be on. I also have a talk to the entities happening on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Mumbai and online, and a talk to the entities intermediate on the 6th. And I would love you to join us. And if you have any questions, please feel free to just reach out to me. That worked for me too. I'm so happy, Deborita. What will it take for me to receive from entities? Is it a good question to ask? What will it take for me to receive? Why just from the entities to receive? Poonam's asking who should do the talk to the entities. Thank you, Namrita, for all your kind words. Anyone who'd like to receive and have more in life could do the talk to the entities. Anyone who's having, when I did the talk to the entities, it changed everything for me. It changed my entire body that I was having so many situations and issues with, because how much of the pain I was holding on to my body that was not even mine. It can change your money flows. It can change your relationships. It can change the way you are with your body. It can change the way you be. It can get you to recognize that how much of the depression and anger and mood swings and physiological and psychological changes are not even yours. Like the who does this belong to tool I really got after doing Talk to the Entities, because Talk to the Entities class gave me so much clarity with the tool who does this belong to. So yeah, I would say everyone who would want to do it, everyone. I do not perceive entities. Okay. Do you not perceive entities, or are you not willing to acknowledge how you perceive them? Each one of us perceives them differently. Explore how you perceive them. Okay. And I am going to wind up now, and super, super, super grateful to all of you for joining us tonight. And
Smile, please. Let us
yes,
have a
please. Thank you, Harishji. Oh, he's a thank you.
yes, done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Good night.
All of us around the world. I think we were 90 plus when we started. I am so grateful for all of us for being on. And what contribution can you be to the world of possibilities? Yes, Purbi, I just see your hand up. Did you have a question?
Yes, I do have a question. In fact, two questions. First of all, thank you, ma'am. It's such a wonderful insight you have given to us.
Thank
And
you.
you're awesome. And you
Thank
look so familiar to me. I have no idea.
Maybe
And
you know each other from some other lifetime.
yes, I know you, I guess. Uh, not guess, I know. Yeah. I have been facing certain, going through a pattern, like money comes to me, and I have been earning quite well for a single person to sus- continue life. But no, sorry. However, whenever I would like to take a course or something, I'll end up taking loans, and most of my salary goes to paying the loan and all. Very little remains for me and for my other purposes. So it's been happening from past 3-4 years now, and sometimes I feel like uh, can you give me some insight, please?
Would you
Because
like to?
I would like to do the courses not with loan borrowed money. I thought like I can borrow
What will
money
it take?
and
What
I
will it
can
take?
do whatever it takes to get the money to do the courses and all those things. But however, now I feel like I have the more than enough money so that I can do everything, whatever I would like to do or experience.
What will it take to attend the classes with total ease? And what do I hate about having money? Ask, pock and pod everything that shows up, and know that it will change. Trust that it will change if you're choosing to have money. If you're choosing to have money. Okay?
What do I hate about money?
Yeah? Ask
Okay.
yourself and pock and pod it.
Okay.
All right?
And yeah, I've been doing everywhere, and I invite money. I've been
Have you done the How to
pocket
Become
pot.
Money book?
I
The how
haven't
to,
done the course. I haven't done the course.
it's a workbook that you can buy on Amazon. You can do it.
I have,
you can-
I have, I have.
I have is not doesn't mean that you read it. I have means lines
Halfway, it was
with dust
like
on it.
yeah, I read few pages and after that, like, I never got back to it. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
It's generally easier if you do it with a facilitator. So find
Yeah.
a facilitator who you can do it with and see what that changes for you. Okay?
Okay. My second question.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, sometimes you feel so heavy, like your space is occupied by, I'm not able to explain it properly, maybe entities. Is it like, what do I need to do about it?
Sorry, I didn't understand your question.
Suppose like if sometimes you are waking up, you know your weight is not that much, but you are heavy. You're feeling your entire body is heavy. That time you feel like, okay, your space is
Who does this belong to? Heavy is never yours.
okay.
So go to the two. Who does this belong to?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, my lovelies. See you all. I'm so grateful for all of you for joining us
you.
today. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Thank you for capturing the pictures. Bye. Thank you, dear Josette and Ninta, for translating. Bye, guys.